Hey, brothers and sisters, especially this is for the sisters in Christ. So, so I've been wanting for a long time to take a stroll to the beauty stores, the the African and African American beauty stores where they've got all the collection of vanity that most of the African and African American women use. So I did that today, and when I went to the store, there was just so many women coming. The beauty store was really busy. Um, Many women coming and buying, you can name it, false hair. Lots of them were actually looking for bleaching creams, um, makeup, including Muslim women. The Muslim women too, they were all dressed modestly, but they had, they were looking for the beauty creams and makeup too. So I thought, God delivered me from this, so I need to start witnessing to my fellow sisters in Christ, especially the Black women, because we're bound pretty much. We're in bondage when it comes to beauty, vanity. What I mean by beauty vanities, I mean the wigs and the hair and the just extensions, name it. So I've been watching one of the sisters from Nigeria who actually elaborates her how she worked in the kingdom of darkness, and she's just naming all these things that she actually brought to Africa, like the origin of relaxer, like hair relaxers, that is, was actually in Africa, not in the United States, even though most people would probably think it's in the United States, but it's not. And so while I was listening to her, and she was the author of most of these things to bring them to Africa for the Black women to make their hair straight, and because most of us have like either we've got different types of textures, hair textures, right? Coarse to the softest hair. And every time I did approach a couple of ladies in the store. One of the ladies came in and she was looking for whitening cream. So she happens to be of a really dark complexion. But when you look at her hands, you can actually see that she has been bleaching herself. So I asked her, like, what's the cream for? The thing is, I cannot upload. I did make a recording, like a voice recording, but I cannot upload it. I cannot upload the voice recording because I'm not good at this technology yet. But I did ask her, like, why do you need the whitening cream for? And she says she has spots on her face. And then I look at her and I'm like, but you're beautiful. Your spots they're not even that many. You can drink water for a whole week and they will disappear. So I pulled up my photos to just show her how I just gave her an answer. It's not like I really drank just water, but water is just a huge cleansing agent. Um, but I pulled up my photos and just showed her how my face was really bad, and her face was not even as bad as mine was, just to try and discourage her from actually taking this bleaching creams that she's using to bleach her skin. And so the store did not have the cream that she wanted to use, that she was looking for, that is. And so she ends up getting disappointed. She looks around for another cream. So when I look around the store, I should have actually videotaped. I wanted to videotape in the store, but on the other hand, I was carrying on different conversations. So I did not want to capture people's faces. But the store is full of so many whitening and bleaching creams. And again, God is not happy with these things. And so every woman that walks into that store is pretty much carrying vanity after vanity. So I spoke to that lady about the bleaching cream and I was like, you're beautiful. You don't need this. This is going to cause cancer. She just looks at me ignorantly and she's like, huh, we also get cancer from eating food. So whatever. I'm thinking, my goodness. Anyway, at least I tried. And then I saw another lady who bought relaxer and she also bought other things. So I ran after her. I left the store and I ran after her. And I asked her, did you just buy relaxer? She says, yeah. Which, I mean, I kind of caught her off guard, like a stranger out of nowhere just comes and it starts being nosy at what you bought in the store. And I was like, did you just buy relaxer? And she says, yeah, I did. And I looked at her and I was like, this is gonna sound strange, but please don't put that stuff on your hair. You know, I looked at her and I asked her, are you Christian? Like, are you born again Christian? She says, well, I'm a Christian, but I'm not born again. She just kind of like brushed it off, like, I'm a Christian, but I'm not born again. It's like she's still deciding whether she wants to be born again or not. And I was just there like begging her, like, do not put those things. So I looked at the relaxer and I asked her, is that yours? Are you gonna put that on your hair? She says, yeah. I don't know. She says it's for her son. I'm like, don't put it. Don't put it on your hair. It's not good. It's not good for you. God is not happy with these things. And she looks at me and she walks away. I thought, okay, I did my part. And then I go back into the hairdressing store again. And when I went into the hairdressing store, I was now witnessing to one of the workers. I actually witnessed to two of the workers in the store. And when I witnessed to two of the workers in the store, one of them looked at me and she says, well, we're conducting a business. You cannot come here and tell people what to do. And I looked at her and I asked her, are you if you come to the knowledge of truth, you may not know the truth. But when you come to the knowledge of truth, every customer that walks through that door, you'll be answerable for selling to them this vanity Jezebel products. You will be answerable. You'll be guilty just as they are for coming to this store and buying this vanity. And now that you know the truth, one of the workers, she said she has heard about the weaves being sacrificed to idols, the Jezebel spirit makeups. She's heard of these things. So she was patient enough to talk to me. We spoke for a while. I waited in the store for like 2 hours until they almost closed. While I was talking to the one of the workers, guess who came back? The lady that I was begging, that bought the relaxer, and I was begging her not to put it on her hair or on her son's hair. She came back in the store. I saw her, and I was just kind of like like not hiding, but there was a glass covering me, and I was just standing there waiting for the worker to come and finish talking to me. And the lady with the relaxer comes back and I overhear her telling the cashier, I want to return this relaxer. I was like, oh, that worked. And then the cashier told her not to they cannot do a refund. So and then I step in and I start asking the cashier, like, how comes she just bought the relaxer a few minutes ago? It's not fair. Like, she should be able to return it. So anyway, they agreed to exchange the goods, but they do not want to refund your money back. And and then she starts walking around and then she comes back, she comes close to me and I show her a video. And I asked her to take a screenshot of a video that I was watching on YouTube, which I will attach on this video for you ladies and gentlemen to watch, especially the ladies. If I'm going to see if I can actually translate this video because some people do complain of accents. The accents are deeper for some people to understand. But if you patiently listen to this lady, okay, who was the author of the relaxers, the all these vanities that women, especially we African women, are bound of. The video just, she elaborates on everything, from pants and she goes to the Bible verses, even for the guys, the way we, especially today, it's like punk, cutting our hair on the edges Okay, that is biblical. God does not want you to have a punk hairstyle, pretty much mohawk. God is against that. Okay, and I was reading that in the book of Leviticus, but it's going to be in the video of the sister who's preaching about this. So I asked the lady to take a screenshot of the video I was watching, and I just encouraged her, please watch this, please listen to it. Okay, and then what I was telling you outside will make sense. And she finally agreed, and she took a screenshot. You know, so how many people took the screenshots? I gave the screenshots to I believe 2 to 3 women. 2 to 3 women. I was just encouraging them, take a screenshot, go listen to this video. If you fast and pray and listen to this video and get to hear the truth, because most of us, and I was just letting them know, like right there and then, if you go out there and if you die putting on these things and carrying these things on your hair, that's it. So one of the ladies was kind of like shaken off because, she thought, oh, who are you to come and tell us this? And wow, what a day. And it is sad. Oh my goodness. I stood there, and for that time that I stood in that beauty shop, which was like 2 hours, people just keep coming and going. I mean, these guys they've got a good, good business. They're making money off people selling vanity to people. They've got different stores too. So they are making a lot of money and just a pile of customers, even Muslim women. They're playing gospel music, but even Muslim women come in the store and buy all these vanities. And I was just like, my God, all these people are your creation. How do I begin to reach them? Because again, I must be ready to be rejected. I must be ready to make people angry. I must be ready to be insulted. That will come with the gospel and sharing the gospel. So that should just be part of the norm, right? No Christian, as long as you're willing to die for Christ, no Christian should be discouraged when people call you names, when people insult you. I've already gone through that, and the insults are actually becoming like nothing to me. As so long as you testify the truth to the people and you do not get back and forth insulting one another with them. So that was quite an interesting evening. I'm puzzled. Like, I think now that God has really opened my eyes, I'm just puzzled. It's sad. You can just see how desperate, like, women are just buying all this vanity to put on their hair, to beautify themselves. I showed a lady some of my photos. I showed a lady some of my photos, and I was showing her my old photos where I had makeup and weaves and wigs, and she thought I was bleaching myself. She was asking me, what kind of bleaching cream is that? She could not even recognize me. She said she could not even recognize it was me. And so she was curiously asking me, what kind of bleaching cream is that? And I told her, oh, it's not bleaching cream, but a lot of fakeness with makeup. That's what I had on. And then the lady kind of just looked at me and she asked me, so you're coming here to show people? You're coming here to preach to people? I shared the video with her, but she kind of, I don't know if it's arrogantly, she just kind of had that sigh, like, she sighed, so you're coming here to preach to people? And I just shared that message with her, and she kind of kept doing her job. Anyway, I'm trying to pull up the pictures here of what I was sharing with the lady. I guess I can't find the photos anymore. But wow, there needs to be, first of all, this hairdressing, not hairdressing, this beauty supply store is every time you go there, they've got like preachers preaching. I've been there and I've seen a preacher by the name of Chris Oyakhilome preaching, and then they're always like playing all this worship music. And so I was telling the lady, there is no way God can be here and you're selling Jezebel demonic stuff in your store. The presence of God is not here. And of course, the lady was kind of puzzled, and she thought, how can you say that? Like, we're Christians, we go to church. I'm like, yes, you go to church, but you're wearing things that God is against, you know. But the one of the workers, the worker that I shared with the screenshot, she was receptive. I witnessed to her, and I was encouraging her to witness to the bosses of the store, you know. But for the sake of money, it is so sad because for the sake of money, most of us will go to hell. Because when I sit back and look at what we have today, most even my like I have a business, and I'm praying to God, like, God, show me. And I think I'm on the verge of actually shutting my business. It's probably gonna come to that. Despite the business being a food business, it's probably gonna come to that verge of just shutting it down. Why? Because I deal with companies that are pretty much not godly, right? I deal with companies like Coca-Cola, and those are companies that they're antichrist companies. They're serving us garbage. And so as God has opened my eyes to my vanity and just lifted that load for me to make change, it's my prayer that just God opens the next door, which I might have to just lock the doors of my business and kiss it goodbye, not even selling it, lock it at the verge of losing all the goodwill, losing all the money. That's probably what's going to come to, for the sake of the kingdom of God, and just not contaminating people, not contaminating his creation, because we're all God's creation. Not everybody is God's child, but we're all God's creation. And as a child of God, I must care for his creation. And so with that being said, that also means risking money. Like, and look at how much we glorify money. I glorified money. But at this point where I'm at, anything. I'm willing to give up anything for the kingdom of God. Anything. And I just ask God to lead me, make it crystal clear. And the places where I have doubts, just make it crystal clear so that I know it's from you, just like he showed me about my vanity from his word. May God guide us. May God protect us. So, my fellow African American, African sisters, my goodness. I mean, the devil is just winning. The devil is winning big time with us. The devil is winning big time. And when I look back, I wore that trash. And now that I know the consequences, when I see other people blindly, I don't even think most of these people know these things. When I was in the store, this woman from I also saw another two sisters from Ethiopia. So how many people did I witness to? I think I witnessed to this the two store store workers, the lady who wanted to buy the bleaching cream, and now I saw other two ladies, but I never spoke with them in the store. But while I was driving at the stoplights, guess who came and stopped beside me while the stoplights were red? The two women who I saw in the store who had just bought a wig. When I saw them, I just waved at them. They must have been wondering what's wrong with this woman. She's just waving at us. I'm like, wave, wave, waving at them, asking them to drop their windows down. I wanted to talk to them before the light went green. And they finally understood the message. And I start yelling at them, like, do not put that wig on. Do not put that wig on. That stuff is not good. And I yell my phone number at them, and I give them my phone number, and I was like, call me. And there were two of them, and I was like, call me, please call me. I want to explain. Don't put that wig on your head. Don't put that wig on your head. And I thought to myself, that was just God brought them beside me right after they left the store, because I think I left them in the store. I don't even know just how God makes things happen. And when I saw them, I was like, those two women bought the wig, because I heard them buying the wig. And I thought, I must tell them, even though we're in the middle of the road, waiting for the red light to go green, I must just reach out to them and just let them know. Do not put that stuff on. I gave them my number. I hope they call me back and I can just shed some light. But I just feel like, wow, I mean, I'm out there to offend people. I will offend many. I I'm just gonna make lots of printouts. I'm gonna give this women, my black sisters, my black sisters that I see out there that are not decently dressed and wearing all this vanity. I'll just be handing them out. I'm gonna print out so many printouts and just hand them out to as many sisters as possible, because really, some people don't know the truth. I was ignorant. I heard this message when I got born again, and it's by God's grace and mercy that 18 years later that I'm still alive, you know, and because of his grace and mercy that he gave to me, oh my gosh, I want to take that advantage and just share the truth with as many sisters as possible, as many sisters as possible, because I believe this vanity is actually stopping us from obeying God, because of all this demonic influence that we're putting on ourselves. It stops us from obeying God. It stops us from just all the bondages, all what comes with bondage, right? It has a huge influence on us. It has a huge influence on us absorbing the word of God, just the pride, just the arrogance. Anyway, I get chills. I get chills. I mean, I look back and I was like, wow, I was like that. And now it breaks my heart to the point of me crying. That is how I know that God is not happy when I look at somebody else doing the same thing and I look at them through my eyes, knowing that I was once like that. And if it was not for the truth, for sure, my outward look in front of God condemns me right away. You know, and these women, maybe they don't know. And the churches we're going to are not telling us these things. Most of these churches, most of this like African American churches, oh, women, we are so like we are full of adornment. It's like a fashion show, you know. And there you are innocently, like nobody's telling you these things, and some people think you're being legalistic. Some people think, I don't even know what to say. They think you're being a fundamentalist, you're being too extreme, you have no life, what's wrong with you? You're just being a nitpicker. They don't know that you're walking on the fine line, okay, of your eternity. You're walking on the fine line, the broad way to hell, with just these little things that God is not happy about. It's because of these little things that we cannot even see the improvement in our Christian lifestyles, really. We cannot see the improvement in our Christian lifestyles. Like, I have seen an improvement. I can testify to myself. I have peace, I have joy than ever before when I took these things out, when I threw these things out. I have peace, I have joy. I just have this peace that surpasses my understanding. And I'm just thinking, my goodness, from throwing that vanity, it made this difference. How much more in time to come as we obey God? How much more difference will I see in my life? You know, wow. My sisters, just let's just awake each other, because my God, like most of us are actually really, really in trouble. Like really in trouble. It's not even funny. Anyway, with that being said, just I'm just gonna just end this, and Have a good day. Bye.